All right. So again, good evening and welcome to our virtual event here where we're going to be able to cover the welcome portal and all the next steps that you need to take to complete to get into the welcome portal. And we have some great instructional support from our campus here today. But before I turn it over to Chris, my name is Kyle. I work right in the admissions office and I am going to be here. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. He's going to run through. He has a nice presentation. I'm going to be in the background. If there's any questions, if there's anything that really kind of comes up, I'll be monitoring the Q&A portion of this event while we're in here. We hope, and we're our presentation, we won't go over an hour by any means. So we're going to keep this nice, quick and brief, get you a lot of good information and be able to kind of get you moving forward to complete that welcome portal and ultimately be able to get registered for some orientation. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Chris Plantone to introduce himself and start the show. So, Chris, it's all yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Plantone. I'm an instructional technologist for Niagara University. So what does that mean? Basically, I help teach students how to use technology on campus and with your courses. I'm not really in the falls. This is just my background. I'm going to, it says host disabled participant screen sharing. Kyle, you might have to make me the host or co-host.
Yeah. Let me make.
Yeah, if you find me, you can click on the three dots and then you should be able.
Gotcha.
Got it. Thank you. All right. I love this like introductory picture because this was taken just at Sumo last year. So these are all the the students that will be welcoming you in to campus. They're super excited. They're gonna get you excited. And we can't wait to host you at Sumo. All right, but that's why we're here. We're talking about the welcome portal and how to sign up for Sumo. All right. So to get here, you're going to go to, or get to the welcome portal, you're going to go to niagara.edu/next steps. So you can also find this on the regular niagara.edu homepage by going to the circle, like the magnifying glass and searching up next steps. But to get right where you need to go, you can go to niagara.edu/next steps. So you should see a web page similar to mine, where it's saying next steps for accepted students at Niagara University. And then if you scroll down a little bit, it's going to have the countdown for decision day, which is upcoming. And then if you guys just want to make sure you guys are muted, and then if there's any questions, you guys can put them in the chat and Kyle will let me know. So the first thing you got to do is activate your Purple Pass. So it even says right here, you'll need the info from your acceptance letter. The second thing you should do is deposit online. So that means you want to become a Purple Eagle. And then I would wait a day or two to make sure everything lines up with IT. And then you're going to be able to enter in the welcome portal. So that's only if you've like just deposited, say today or yesterday. Give it a day or two for IT to sync things up, and then you'll be able to go through the welcome portal. All right. So when you're all ready, you'll hit the checklist here, and it will take you to the sign-in page. All right. So this is the welcome portal sign-in page. You're going to use your S and 7 digits, which is your Purple Pass, and your Purple Pass password. So this is the S and 7 digits is your student ID. You're going to probably memorize it by week 1 here because you're going to use it frequently, get into a lot of programs on campus, both in person and, the technology we use. And you may have a long string of digits that maybe you forgot, or maybe you want to change your password. You can do so by clicking on forgot your password. So it's going to ask you to do your S and 7 digits, again, which is your student number, and then your birthday. You'll submit it, and it'll let you reset your password. There's a better spot in the future that I'll show you as well. In case you have any difficulty, you can always contact our IT department with the number there, and they'll be able to assist you if you have any trouble. This next part, I'm going to kind of fly through. These are just required forms that you might have to fill out. All NU students have to do it. So it's basic stuff like alternative email address, emergency contact information, missing contact information, ResNet acceptable use policy. Again, you can look at this for more information, but just am I muted now? Am I good?
You're good.
All right, awesome. All right, so you filled out the necessary forms. You're at the Welcome Portal homepage. So it's gonna ask you to register for sumo, or sorry, for summer orientation. That's the same thing. So sumo means summer orientation. So you're gonna click on that hyperlink there, and it's gonna bring you to this page. So to continue filling out, to sign up for sumo, you're gonna click here to continue complete necessary information. But before you do that, there are some other forms and some other things that we'll have to look at first. In case you haven't signed for sumo yet and you don't want to go through this long recording, on the welcome page, you can see down here at the bottom, there's a sumo welcome portal video that covers a lot of what I'm going to say in about 6 minutes. This presentation that you're in right now, we're really going to go over some details that maybe they don't mention on the welcome portal, just so you get the whole picture. So again, if you want in 6 minutes, you can find it on the welcome page of the welcome portal. All right, so there's two parts to the welcome portal. There's the navigation toolbar, which we're going to cover first. And then there's the academic and sumo forms. So we're going to start with the navigation toolbar and what's important in there. In case you want to change your password, you can do so in the welcome portal. Here it's basically the same thing. It's asking for your username, which is your student ID, asking for your old password, putting your new password, and you can change it to whatever you like. Helpful resources. These are truly helpful. I would definitely come back here after you've signed up for sumo, because it's going to have things like what to bring for summer orientation. So it might be they might list some items like a fan that you didn't even think about. So I definitely check out that list and what they recommend. Campus map and directions, very easy to find, and it'll tell you maybe where to park and where certain events are located on campus. And I know the students are getting excited about the clubs and organizations that they can be a part of. So you can click that link to see existing clubs and organizations on campus. Next is FERPA. So FERPA is one of the required forms that you have to fill out before you can sign for sumo. It's basically giving access. It's Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. You can look a little bit more into it, but basically you're either granting or revoking access to family members or guardians. So you can fill out their information here. You're able to fill out up to 4 people. So maybe there's 1, 2, or up to 4 people that you would like to have access to your student records. Yes, freshmen can get a car on campus. So if you click on get parking permit through campus safety, you can register for a new vehicle. So that way you can keep your car on campus year round. This is something you'll have to do every year. So you can do it for your freshman year, but you'll have to come back through MyNU to get it again. Here we have the undergraduate financial aid presentation. So this is a long video, but very informative on, paying for college. So I grabbed some snippets from it. They talk about direct loans and different types of direct loans, talk about private credit-based alternative loans, even adding an authorized user. So that might be helpful for you parents and guardians, as well as campus funds and where you can spend on campus. So that might be better for our students. So again, these are just snippets of what's in this video. Highly recommend going, watching it, getting some helpful information for paying for college. All right, submitting college credit. It's totally possible that you're coming in with some credits that you already know of, or maybe some are pending, you can come here on the welcome portal and see how you're going to submit it. So it'll tell you if you're a new step student, there's nothing you have to do. We have your college credit on file, but it talks about advanced placement, CLEP, and IB. It tells you how you can submit that credit. We have some contact information. So in case you need to know more information, or you need to correct something, you can look at the contact page. Submit photo for ID. So you're going to have an ID card for campus that are used for swiping for printing, or maybe using it at the Gallagher Center. So we're asking for a high quality picture of you in color, only you, plain white background with no other people. And so look at these qualifications, but also make sure it's in a JPEG format. So it has to be a JPEG. It can't be a PNG, otherwise it'll come up as an error. There's many programs, if you Google how to change PNG to JPEG, if you really like a picture, but it's not working for ID. So make sure it's JPEG. I like to use Monty here as a good example. You'll just hit choose file, choose it off your desktop, and submit. Before we go forward, I think there's some questions. So one is about having to do FERPA if a Canadian student.
Yep, we're answering those.
Oh, you're answering them?
Yep, I'm just typing a
Okay,
response
awesome.
right now. Thanks, Chris.
Yep. All right. So next we're getting to medical information, which I find to be very important. So you know exactly what you have to do coming to campus. All right. So the important thing is that medical forms, insurance verification, and required immunizations must be received to health services 30 days prior to the start of classes. So you don't need to get doesn't have to all be filled out by Sumo, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to have all of that ready. All right, so right now, this is what it looks like on the welcome portal. I'm going to click on medical forms and insurance verification. And it's going to bring you to this page where it's talking about required student health forms. So again, talking about 30 days prior to the start of classes. And this is not something you can email. It says, due to HIPAA regulations, we are unable to accept any health forms by email. So you can fax it, you can mail it, or I think your best bet is filling out the information and then bring it to health services at Sumo. So where are these required medical forms? If you scroll down, undergraduate transfer, international Canadian students, these are all the forms that you have to fill out. So you can print it out and fill it out. Underneath, there's required immunizations. So these are the immunizations that you'll need to be a student at NU. There's nothing to fill out here, and that's because it's in that PDF that you'll fill out. And then lastly, we have student health insurance information. And I find this one to be almost the most important to kind of get some clarity on. So it says here, Niagara University students, all-time undergraduate students must retain health insurance. So all students must take action prior to their first semester every fall. So if you are a student, a US student, and you want to stay in your parents' health insurance, make sure you opt out before September 30th. Otherwise, you're going to be paying for the health insurance that your parents are paying for and the health insurance enrolled by NU. There's some information below. What it boils down to is if you're a domestic student and you're going to stay in your parents' health insurance, make sure you opt out. If you're an international student, you don't have the option to waive coverage, so you'll automatically be enrolled. If you're Canadian and you're an athlete, so you play in our Division I sports, you're going to be automatically enrolled and do not have the option to waive coverage. If you're a Canadian but you're not an athlete, you will be able to waive coverage when you sign to MyNU if you also have health insurance. All right, so for my domestic students that are going to stay in their parents' plan or guardian's plan, There's a video underneath on how to opt out of health insurance. This is updated with exactly what you have to do to opt out. And how to start that process is by clicking here to waive coverage. And you can follow along with the video to show you exactly how to do that. All right, I see. So there's some questions. Does it have to be on the NU form? So if you have any questions about medical information, you can always contact our health services department, which is in the contact information in the welcome portal. But all I know is that the information has to be physically printed out. It can't be electronically submitted through email or any other kind of service, if that helps to clarify. All right, I just want to get screen back to normal. All right. So again, you don't need the medical information before SUMO. You do need medical information 30 days prior to the start of classes. So again, if you print it out, fill it out, bring it to SUMO, to health services, that's probably your best bet. All right, level tuition plan. Level tuition plan means you lock in your same rate of tuition that you're paying for all 4 years. So personally, this was something that I did. I knew I was going to stay at Niagara all 4 years. Tuition is something that increases every year. By filling out this information here, I'm locking in my rate. When I'm paying as a freshman, I'll pay as a senior. So you'll fill out some information here. And if you are over 18, you don't need a parent signature. If you're under 18, you'll need parent signature. But you can submit it right here, and it will send it to our financial aid office. It's that quick. It's that easy. If campus ministry is something that you want to get involved with, you can fill out some information here, whether it be the service or our retreats. You can just add some details to let them know you're interested. The proficiency placement test. So this is if you're interested in a language, only Spanish or French. So we have many languages that we offer in our university. We have Arabic, we have Japanese, we have Italian, but this is only for people who are interested in Spanish or French. The reason being is you're most likely taking Spanish or French in high school. It's something you want to continue with. We want to see what level you're at so we can correctly place you in the right class. So if you click on this link, it's going to ask for your first name, last name, email address, student ID, and to make up a password. You're basically creating an account. So this is a fake student. So this is John Test. So he's using his student email, using his student ID, and using his password that he's making up. So he's creating an account, and it's going to bring you to this page. It's only going to have French or Spanish available. So if you're interested in Arabic, that's not going to come up as one of the options. We just want to see your French or Spanish based off your high school experience. So if you click take test, it's just going to let you know it's about to take 15-30 minutes. It's not going to be graded. It just wants to know your background with the language. I recommend doing this after you have signed up for SUMO, but do complete it by June 20th. That way, if you are going to have a Spanish course your first semester freshman year, you're going to be placed in the appropriate class. So again, please try to complete the proficiency placement test by 6/20 if you're interested in Spanish or French. All right, campus housing. So for those that are going to be living on campus, you can complete the preference form. It's through Adirondacks, and you'll be using your Purple Pass to sign in. You'll most likely be living in O'Shea or Seton. So this is one of the pictures. I don't even remember which one it is, O'Shea or Seton, because they're basically the same. Most of you will be in double rooms. So you'll have one of the roommates, very nice furniture, very nice beds. But if social justice is maybe a passion of yours, you might want to look at the justice houses. So you can fill out an application here and talk about why promoting justice is important to you. I also have some details here that are attached on what you would be doing if you were a resident of the Justice House. So think of it like you are, again, very passionate about social justice and you're willing to commit in community service and other projects on and off campus that you guys are going to be doing, almost like a little student family. So if it's something you're interested in, you can fill this out. Just know that you'll have to take VSJ 110 with Dave Riley. All freshman students have to take a VSJ class. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but just know that if you are interested in VSJ, you'll have to take this class. All right. The last part of the navigation side is how to update submitted forms. So let's say you move forward and you're like, oh no, there's something I need to change on my major verification form. It's best not to go backward. You'll lose all your information. What you should do is contact these people. So if you go to how to update submitted forms, they tell you exactly who to contact and how. So again, if there's any forms that you need to redo or need more information on, contact these people. All right. Is there any questions on the Welcome Portal navigation toolbar? Frankie, I see that you didn't see the level tuition plan contract on the Welcome Portal. I guess the first thing is if you just deposited, maybe it isn't there yet. I would contact financial aid to see how you can get the level tuition plan and see if it is applicable to you. Oh, it can also be done at Sumo. See, Kyle, you're just beating me to it.
I'm typing away back here.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, for Jeremy, so for the purple pass, I know Kyle commented. So it's, yeah, your S and 7 digits. In case you need to reset your password, you can do so at the Welcome Portal sign-in page. Oh, so we have a good question. Is the language placement required if I already took college Spanish? I would. Oh, I'm not planning on taking any additional Spanish. Well, for Nathan, we're going to get to it, but students are going to have to take a language track or a non-language track. So that means you're either going to have to take 2 courses in one language or 2 gen ed courses. So if you only have 1 Spanish under your belt, it may be worthwhile to take another Spanish. So if you might go down that Spanish language track, it probably would be beneficial to take that language placement test. For those looking for a single dorm, you can probably contact Res Life, and they can probably accommodate your preferences. Oh, Kyle already commented. I should just see what Kyle posted. And for those that joined a little late, this is going to be recorded and we posted. If you signed up for it, you should get an email, but it'll also be on the Niagara University YouTube page. All right, Frankie, we'll talk about how to find your Niagara University email in just a little bit.
In terms of any languages or where those languages are going to articulate on your course curriculum in there, you'll be able to, if you can email your admissions counselor and we can take a look at those classes and we can let you know exactly where they will articulate, or there will be time at summer orientation when you meet with your academic advisor and you'll be able to discuss your incoming class credits, whether they're AP credits, any college credits, and be able to see where those fall. I always tell students if you're paying for any college credits or APs, have some personal responsibility when you get to summer orientation that those classes you paid for did make it to us and that they're on your academic record. That way you're not taking a class twice.
Yeah, what Kyle said. Yeah, make sure you get those college credits submitted. And we'll talk about that process upcoming as well. All right. So I'm going to move on to sign for Sumo. Well, first we have to go through some academic forms, but those are also very important. So in case you're like, I don't know how to get back to the homepage, you can click on the welcome portal. It'll take you back to the start. And then you'll click here to continue completing necessary information. So before you sign up for Sumo, you have to fill out all other necessary forms. So these other ones I filled out, those were the ones at the beginning that I kind of went really fast with. FERPA form was also on the side. So if you haven't filled that out, make sure you fill that out on the navigation toolbar. And you may be wondering, oh yeah, well, what I said, you have to complete all their information. You may be wondering why I have an extra form. Well, if you're in academic exploration, there's another form that you'll have to fill out, kind of seeing what your interests are to help you find the right major for you. All right, so you're going to see this to-do list on the top of your page as you're filling out these forms. The first one is the major verification form. It's very short. It's basically saying, this is the major that we have on file for you, and is this still your major? So if you hit yes, you can hit submit. If you hit no, then please choose one of our other majors that we offer on campus. Okay, now we're getting to the academic orientation form. So again, it's confirming your intended major. However, if you just change it on the previous page, it's not going to show up. It has to be approved by the admissions office first, so hold on. Next, it's going to ask you for your minor. You may be thinking this is too soon. Well, this is just to see what you may be interested in. It's not set in stone. It is going to help you and your advisor in picking classes in the future. All right, so this is where we're talking about the world language. So you're going to take 2 semesters of a world language or 2 other general education courses. So like one of them being public speaking. So in these options, you can choose one of the many languages that we have. You'll pick your top 2 preferences, or again, if you don't want a language, you can do the non-language pack. And then it does give you the link for take the online placement test. Again, I recommend doing that after you filled out the academic and Sumo forms. After that, we're asking for your math courses that you're currently taking in high school. If you're only taking one, that's fine. If you're taking none, there's an option to say, I'm not taking a math my senior year. And we're asking for your current math grade. This will help us pick the right math class for you if you have to take it at NU. One thing I forgot to say is that if you do select Spanish or French, you'll get an email sent to your student email, also telling you to take the proficiency placement test. Again, please do that by June 20th. And then if you say yes to college credit, you're going to get this email. It's kind of reiterating what was already on the navigation toolbar, but it's also helpful to have in your emails in case you want to click those links and follow a little further. More on college credit. If you are bringing college credit, we want to know what you're bringing in. So you'll start over here with the source, which is asking your college what type of college credit, the institution, if it's from, say a community college, the course title number, and the grade or score that you got for it. The last part is probably the most important, which is sending in the transcript. Make sure we get that transcript. All right, so if it's for CLEP, you can say if you passed it or maybe it's pending because maybe you're still waiting on results. So you have that option. For AP, you can fill out this information and then say if you got 3, 4, 5 or pending because you're still waiting until July. Or maybe you're transferring credit by something that college class you took in high school, you can fill out the information there. But again, you're going to have to send in those transcripts if you want college credit. So you can go to the email, you can go to the welcome portal and how to submit college credit to make sure it's in our hands to know that you got college credit. All right. I see there's some questions in here.
I think I've gone through most of them.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kyle. All right. So academic orientation form. So now we're getting into some of the gen ed courses you might be taking freshman year. So one that all freshmen will have to take is called Vincentian Social Justice. So that's near and dear to our heart at Niagara University. And there's plenty of options you can choose from. These are just a couple. So they all align with different majors and future job occupations once you leave college. You can always click on the VSJ course descriptions for more information on each one. But you're going to give us your top 4 choices that you would want to take. You will most likely take VSJ 100 during the fall semester. But if a conflict arises, let's say you're an athlete and you're not able to fit it in, then you'll take it spring 2025. But all freshmen do have to take this course, so you will eventually take it. All right, we're getting to more potential courses that you could be taking your freshman year. We're asking for your first and second choices in artistic engagement, global engagement, English, natural science inquiry, social science inquiry, and some additional courses. So this deals with our gen ed curriculum that you'll have to take. So there's, again, plenty of options to choose from. Look at the gen ed course descriptions for more information. And you may be thinking, okay, so I'm an incoming freshman. What is my college class is going to look like in the fall? So the fall schedule, it will most likely be 1 VSJ course, 1 major related course, 2 if you're an AEP, 1 course in English, writing, religion, or philosophy, and 0 to 3 gen ed courses, depending on how much room you have left. But you'll be taking about 5 courses. That's like a full course load for your freshman year. So for our academic exploration students, this is the extra form that you have to fill out, asking you about your experience in high school, what things you liked, what things you didn't like, even certain major preferences that you might be leaning towards. So this will definitely help you in those 2 classes that you're gonna take fall semester. Our academic exploration program is very well known because they do their job very well, and they'll make sure that they get you in the right classes. All right, finally, we have got to the summer orientation registration. So we are getting to the part where you get to sign up for SUMO. So it's giving you just confirming your details here. It's asking for your preferred name, preferred pronouns, your cell phone number, your t-shirt size. Spoiler alert, you're gonna get a free t-shirt out of this. And if you would like to request a certain roommate. So make sure you and your roommate both list each other for this form. That way you guys will match up. And we want to accommodate any food allergies or dietary needs. So please list those there. And then we have the 3 sessions that you can go to. So it does say that session 3 is open to all students, but is really targeted for local commuter students and their families, just because they're local, they can fit it all in one day. You do lose some of the sessions. That's why I really recommend session 1 and 2 if you're able to do it. You get the whole course load, you get all the sessions, and you get some fun additions as well. So highly recommend sessions 1 and 2. But if you're a commuter or certain circumstances, take session 3.
Chris, can I just jump in here really quick?
Oh, sure, yeah.
So when picking a summer orientation date, I've heard from a lot of students and families, they try to register for the first one because they think all the classes will be gone by the 3rd session, and that is not the case. That is why we create your schedule for you for your first semester. That's why in this welcome portal, we're asking you for your preferences on courses. So all of our students, incoming students that will be attending summer orientation, their schedules are created ahead of time before any summer orientation session starts. So whatever summer orientation session works for you will be great. You will be guaranteed a schedule if you register for SUMO by June 20th. And it'll be a great way, like Chris was saying, those first 2 sessions, they're a lot of fun. All 3 sessions are a lot of fun, but those overnights, especially if you're going to be a resident student, highly encouraged to come spend the night on campus. There's plenty of activities all night, and then you're gonna, it really breaks it up nicely over 2 days. So definitely recommend that. So thank you, Chris, for helping me squeak that in there.
Yeah, no, but thank you for mentioning that, because that's such a good point. You might be thinking, oh, I gotta get to the first session so I can get all the best classes. No, it's already done for you ahead of time. Good point. All right, so now we're getting to if your parents or guardians want to come. So you can see for if you bring one guest, there's no charge, but there is for additional guests. So what I like to say is your first guest is free, but your second comes with a fee. So if you just want to bring mom, that's fine, no extra charge. But if you want to bring mom or dad or maybe a sister or an uncle, then there'll be an additional guest, an additional fee for every guest after. So you'll be able to fill out their information here. You'll pay a little bit later. I'll show you where to do that. Then it's kind of just, reiterating the details that you just filled out, just confirming. And when you're ready, you can hit submit registration. And if you're only bringing 0 or 1, parents or guardians with you, it's going to say that you owe, $0, that you're all set. And then all students, once you register for Sumo, your student email will get, a little recap of your, t-shirt size when you sign up for Sumo, all those details. All right, but let's say you're bringing more than one guest. So you can see over here that I'm bringing 2 guests, and so I have to owe $50. I'm attending, what session am I attending? Session 1. If I was session 1 or 2, it'd be 50. If it was session 3, it'd be 40. So I can hit submit registration, and then you can see this continue button appears. So if I hit continue, I'm able to pay for that additional fee here. Now, let's say you're not with mom, you don't have a credit card on handy. What you can do is you can exit out of the welcome portal and you can come back. So if you come back through the welcome portal and you click here to continue completing necessary information, it will take you back to the page where you can pay for the additional fee. All right. Before I get to accessing email, I just want to check this. I know Kyle's probably on top of it.
Yep. The last one that just came in is what time does orientation end on the last day? And typically sessions 1 and 2 end early afternoon, like 1, 2 o'clock. And the third session, the day session, will end, I believe it's sometime around 6 p.m.
Awesome. All right. So all these emails that I've been talking about the proficiency placement tests and how to submit college credit. So they're going to be coming to your student email. So some of you guys might be thinking, okay, how can I access my student email? So I know this might be a lot at first, but we're going to break it down together. So you can start by going to google.com and you're going to click on Google applications. I like to say, I like to call it the waffle. It kind of looks like a waffle. And you're going to choose Gmail. So your student email is going to be through Gmail. Now, your student email is going to be your first letter, your first name, your full last name, and then sometimes a number. So my wife's name, it's Erin Clark. Clark is a common last name, so she's E. Clark 4. You can also look into that information in MyNU. We're going to have a whole program about MyNU and self-service. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We'll talk about that in just a second, but you can also find that information in MyNU. It will always end with @mail.niagara.edu, and then you can click next. So all you need is your email address, and then when you hit next, it's going to bring you to this Niagara University Google Apps page where you're going to enter in your Purple Pass, your S7 digits, and your Purple Pass password, and then it's going to bring you to your email. To access this guide, as well as figure out some other things about your Gmail account, you can go to niagara.libguides.com/itsfornew/Google. So that's telling you how you can access your Gmail account, whether you're on your computer or on your phone. All right. Any other questions at the academic Sumo forums?
All right, so we got some questions rolling in.
Yeah.
I know, but you got a couple more slides and you want to get through those and we can answer these at the end,
Yeah,
or?
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, because there's some other things I do want to cover. So you guys were here for the welcome portal and sign up for Sumo, but these next ones are probably just as important, if not more important. We're going to talk about MyNU. So that's going to be your home base for like all your student activities. We're also going to talk about self-service. So that's how you sign up for your classes going forward. So how you sign up for spring 2025, we're going to show you how to do it. And then August 15th, we have Canvas. So that's where your assignments are going to be, your assessments. That's where your courses that your professors are going to tell you. That's where it is. We're going to talk about navigating it and what it looks like. So you can go to niagara.edu /events. You can scan the QR code, or if you go back to niagara.edu /next steps and you scroll down, we have some of our upcoming events, and those are two of them. So these are for you incoming students, and I'll be there to help break it down with you. All right, we hope you learned a thing or two about the welcome portal and sign up for Sumo. I know Kyle's answering some questions in the chat. For those that, are kind of unsure what their email is, you can always log in through MyNU. You can find that at the Niagara University homepage. Go to MyNU and sign in with your Purple Pass. And you can click on email right here. So that's another way how to get to it.
Great, thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
So I know we got a couple questions in here that we can just answer. So one point that I do like to clarify is summer orientation is required for all incoming freshman students. So that is something we require for all of our students to come in. One, you receive your schedule. Two, it's a great way to make friends. What is really nice for the students is you get to come in. If you are being joined by any family member, you and your family member will check in. You'll get your room if you're attending session 1 and 2, and then you'll head over to university welcome. After the university welcome is over, students and families are separated and students will be placed into student groups, and you're going to spend all day with your student groups. When the students will be in groups and they'll go to different sessions, and then we will have rotating family sessions for all the family members as well. So those family sessions will run day one all day. Typically it starts around 8:30, 9 a.m. and they'll run till about 5, 6 p.m. And then day two for sessions 1 and 2, those will start early in the morning with breakfast and college meetings and end around 1, 2 p.m. The day 3 session, because there's a lot crammed in there, it starts earlier and ends later. So it starts around 8 a.m. and ends around 6 p.m. So for those times, that's what it's looking like there. If you cannot make any of those summer orientation dates, it is still required that you complete the welcome portal. That way you upload all the necessary information for us to create your schedule. So we want that information completed by, as soon as you can. The 20th would really be kind of the latest date, but getting that information in there. Because summer orientation is required for all incoming students, and if you cannot make summer orientation for a certain reason, you have to reach out to your admissions counselor, and we will get you set up to get excused. We will have all excusals go through our dean of students. So she will be able to go through and excuse you if there is a reason that you cannot attend. If you do not want to attend because you're just like, I don't want to go to this, that is not the right attitude, because I tell you what, summer orientation is a lot of fun. I like to say everybody leaves bleeding purple. It is a great time. There's a lot of great energy and you get a lot of questions answered and you really feel set and ready to go for classes to start just a couple weeks after it ends.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss it.
There is another question in here on IT. Typically they can get back to you in a couple days with password resets, but you can always call over the phone and let them know that, hey, I have a ticket in and I'm waiting for a password reset. I want to get my welcome portal complete, and they should be able to assist you in getting that done. If you have been waiting to hear back for an IT support ticket, I just encourage you to reach out to your admissions counselor and be more than happy to help you out and kind of bridge that gap. Let's see, what other questions? If you are excused from summer orientation, you will still get a schedule. Probably won't be until after the summer orientation sessions conclude that your advisors would reach out to you via email to set up each college is going to do it a little bit differently, but probably a virtual meeting at some point to discuss your schedule and be able to show you how to access that and take a look at it.
Yeah, if you're not seeing these forms, I would say, give it a day, if not next week. Let things sync up on IT side. And then if it's really not working, then contact IT. Their information is at the welcome portal sign in.
I also just like to mention, to get to the welcome portal, if you have not deposited, you need to, in order to have access to the welcome portal, you need to submit your enrollment deposit, confirming that you will be attending Niagara University in the fall. And as Chris mentioned earlier, once your deposit goes through, it typically takes about 24 hours for all our systems to update. That will give you access to enter the welcome portal. Chris also mentioned in there the housing portal. So if you are a resident student, just make sure you get that completed. That way we can get you set up for housing assignment, get you set up with a roommate. And then those housing assignments typically come out after summer orientation. There'll be ways that you can access and see your housing information through MyNU. In terms of kind of next steps, really, getting through the welcome portal is a big key component here. Once you get that, you'll be in pretty good shape. And after that, get the housing portal complete. And then once summer orientation is here, a lot of your questions will get answered. And the next thing you know, you're moving in the fall. I would like to mention that we do have a series of these virtual events with all the different pieces throughout the summer. So Chris, do you want to talk about the other two that you plan on hosting as well?
Yep. So again, highly recommend that you sign up for these. MyNU, it's going to be your home base for all the student activities, self-service, how you're going to sign up for your classes in the future. That's going to be July 30th, 7 to 8 p.m. And then we're going to talk about Canvas, which is where all your courses are going to be. Go to niagara.edu/nextsteps or niagara.edu/events. Either way is going to bring you to this page. We're going to be able to sign up for these upcoming webinars. So that's all we have for tonight. If you're good, Kyle.
Yeah. I'm gonna send the summer orientation dates in the chat again one more time.
Yep.
And they're a great helpful resource for any summer orientation information. You can just Google Niagara University SUMO or summer orientation, and the summer orientation section of our website is updated with hotel recommendations, all the dates, and then the schedules for those summer orientation sessions will be posted on the website there as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for making it. You can stick around if you have some questions. Otherwise, we'll see you at SUMO.
Thank you.